All right. Well, welcome everyone to our wellness webinar for April 2025. We have our very own president of RIHA speaking, uh, and we're very proud of her. So let me introduce Vandana Pitke, who is a homeopath, which you all probably do know. She got her degree in homeopathy in India at Pune University. And just if you don't know, that is a 5.5 year medical degree program. She also has a master's in psychological counseling and many certifications, psychological first aid from Johns Hopkins, child nutrition and cooking from Stanford University. And I guess the point is that she just never stops learning. She is a regular contributor to holistic health magazines, especially locally. Let me just admit one more person here. And not only does she see clients in private practice, but regularly teaches classes on homeopathy, Ayurveda, yoga, mudras, mindfulness, Reiki, and flower essences, just to name a few. Notably, she runs Riha, but she also leads a parent support group, an Action for Happiness group, a meditation program, and a Vedic spiritual teaching facilitation. She has a Facebook group called My Holistic Health. And all this in addition to her family, her beautiful daughter, Arnavi, and her spouse, Samir. And I'm very proud to count her as one of my friends. But what I know about her is she's always learning, she's very studious, she's hardworking and organized with a tremendous amount of personal integrity, who truly brings and is a bright light in the world. And so, Vandana, I think you can take it now. Well, thank you for talking tonight.
Oh, thank you so much, Linda. It was a
Oh,
thank you
sorry.
so yeah.
I muted all. You got muted. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction, and thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Um, so let me share the screen. So before we start, I would like to know all of you, like how many of you ever have heard about homeopathy? Anybody? Like you can just put your hands. Okay. And how many of you have used homeopathy in your, you know, like healing process or say acute or chronic? Okay, all right. Good. Okay, there are a couple of people. Okay. So today, it's my honor and pleasure to talk on the World Homeopathy Day. And we will learn why it is called World Homeopathy Day today. It's 10th April, and it's a father of homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann's birthday. So happy World Homeopathy Day, everyone. Today I'm going to talk and try to cover all the contents like statistics and few facts about homeopathy, then some history, and I'm going to share a few examples in daily life. How do we see homeopathy? Then how homeopathy is a holistic medicine? What are the concepts of health, disease, and treatment? And couple of uses we can learn about in homeopathy. Then the conditions I treated so far in my 21 years of practice. I will be happy to share success stories, few testimonials, and we'll figure out how we are going to host the upcoming event about homeopathy. So are you ready, everyone? So homeopathy worldwide, if you see, is a second um, modality in the world used. Like almost 500 million people use homeopathy uh, all across the globe, and most of the countries like India, Pakistan, Mexico, Brazil, Chile, then Switzerland has their own departments or in the national health system, and India even has a dedicated ministry called Ayush, Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy. And each state has its own council or registration like department in homeopathy and as well as other alternative modalities. Millions of people around the world believe that homeopathy has cured them when everything else failed. And when I say cured, that means completely like disease free. It's not just managing the symptoms, but they are free of just the disease and the medications as well. Homeopathy has historically been used by many governments to stop the epidemics. In like 1920, the big pandemic of flu, that was also homeopathy has history to treat the patients with minimal um, death rate. And homeopathy can be used from common cold to cancer. And we will see in the conditions I treated how useful and powerful that is. If you like, if you don't know the net worth worldwide, how the market homeopathy has been capturing, um, by 2023, it was around like $9.35 billion, and they project that it is going to grow up to $23.36 billion by the year 2032. And how many of you know that the first women's medical college was in Boston? Anybody? Okay. You know what? That was the medical college dedicated for homeopathic, and the homeopathic physician started that medical college. Now we call it as Boston University School of Medicine. And if, because I come from India, it was initially for me like challenging how to start practice, where to look for, how can I get like everything I came to know when I met Marie at It's My Health. And in my each and every talk, I will say that she is my mentor and she guided me very nicely how I can start practice in US. So thank you, Marie. And she guided me for certification and the National Center of Homeopathy as well. So today I got certified like many years back. It was a 7 hours written exam. Then we had to submit some cases like chronic and acute with at least 6 months of follow-up in chronic cases, and then I got interviewed and then I got my certification. So I also worked as a volunteer for Council of Homeopathy for almost 3.5 years, and I was their PR committee member. And there are few homeopathic organization very active in US. National Center of Homeopathy is one of them, and just recently they celebrated their 50th anniversary few weeks back. There are also like Accreditation Commission of Homeopathic Education in North America, and NASH is there, and the advocacy organization Americans for Homeopathy Choice is also like very active. I'm saying because when we come from different like outside country, these organizations are really helpful for other homeopaths, because there are so many other colleges and countries people come from, and they don't know what is the scenario of homeopathy in US. So all these organizations actually help you. If somebody like I also mentors homeopaths in India, so that when they move into US, how they can start their practice. And many girls, especially when they're getting married and coming to US, they call me and we talk and discuss, and I'm happy to guide them. There are many homeopathic pharmacies in US. Like when I say These are the manufacturers in US, and there are like more than seven. I just listed what I use most frequently. There are colleges of homeopathy. Many universities offer naturopathic courses, considering the homeopathic curriculum in their course. And these are like few, I have given few examples here. Few of the people, like they reach out to me, they really want to pursue their career in homeopathy. So these are your options you can choose from. And there are also homeopathy movies, if you don't know. Just One Drop, Magic Pills, the homeopathy film, Homeopathy Around the World, and nowadays a very recent movie introducing homeopathy. If you know, the Children's Health Defense is showing all those screenings are there, and we are trying to get the screening on Riha's platform as well. And it's a wonderful movie. When I watched it few weeks back, I literally had tears in my eyes, and I was like, I am the one who has given hope and who has given some ray of light to the people when they struggle with so many side effects of the medications, or they are on some incurable disease, or they have some complications or complicated complex conditions, and how homeopathy has made them feel better in many perspectives. So, what is homeopathy? I would like to ask people like our attendees here, please share, like, what do you know about homeopathy? You can unmute yourself and please talk.
I can go first.
Mhm.
Um, Homeopathy, like cures like, and it's actually where they take whatever tonic or a subscription and they shake it with water and they keep diluting it and shaking it. So the vibration, it's a vibrational medicine, I guess is my point. So the vibration of the compound goes into the water and then they somehow make a little pill from it. But it doesn't really contain the substance, it contains the vibration. And so my understanding is there's no side effects to it, but the
Mhm.
healing properties are encapsulated in it.
Yeah, 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 that's correct. Anybody else would like to add anything? Okay, thank you, Linda. So that was like mostly correct. So homeopathy is a truly holistic, natural, individualized medicine which is very, very safe and no side effects. So let's see what each point covers. Truly holistic, that means it covers not just the physical symptoms, but also the emotions, feelings, and many other things we consider when it comes to like especially the chronic case. Natural, all remedies are like made using all the natural substances like plants, animal products, or the minerals in the environment, or we find in the natural resources. And how is it individualized? Because there are like when Hahnemann proved 72 remedies, after that today after 200 plus years we have 4,000 remedies in our Materia Medica. So when suppose I'm uh, treating two headache cases, but I'll be giving them two separate remedies because these are two different people, even though they say that the head hurts, but everything matters. We ask them, where does it hurt? How does it feel? What kind of pain it is? How that pain is like worse? Is there any time that makes it worse? Is there any position that makes it worse? And what are the relieving factors or amelioration factors? And that is how we end up giving two different remedies for two different people, and this is a highly individualized medicine. So let's see how like the consultation and what are the concepts of different, like in homeopathy, when it what exactly it is. So homeopathy itself describes so much, like as Linda described, Homeos and pathos, these are the two words. Homeos means similar and pathos means disease. So a substance which can produce symptoms when the healthy in the healthy human being, similar symptoms can be treated in the sick person. All right, this is like cures like. Um, and Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, he was a German medical physician in like 1700s, like 50s to 1810, during that time. And after graduating from the medical school, he started his practice. And within few years, he was very frustrated and dissatisfied with his practice and the results he was getting, because back then the substances, like the treatment options, were crude substances, mercury or bloodletting or using sulfur, kind of uh, all raw materials. And timing, people will be feeling little better, but they started coming with something like severe or deeper diseases or complicated conditions, and their original condition never got better. So he gave up his practice, and he was very like I would say very highly educated, and he knew 10 languages. So he started translating materia medica and medical journals for living. And while translating the Cullen's materia medica, he found a reference that if somebody ingests cinchona bark juice, all right, so they can have the symptoms like malaria. And what are the symptoms? Those are like fever, chills, periodicity is there every 12 hours, 24 hours, the fever comes in, severe body ache, severe headache can be there. So he said, how about like let me try, and he started drinking that juice, and within few days he got the same symptoms of malaria. Then he thought, how about I use this juice for actual malaria patients? And he started giving the juice to the patients, and they got cured. And this is how homeopathy was born. So, like cures like, the substance which can give symptoms in healthy human being, similar symptoms can be treated or cured using the same substance. And he was born on 10th April, and that's why we are celebrating the World Homeopathy Day today. So, how we can find common examples of homeopathy in everyday life? Let me give you a few examples, kind of like red onion, right? If you are say cutting a red onion, what symptoms you can get? Anyone?
Watery eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, watery eyes, maybe nasal discharge, watery nasal discharge, right? Maybe sneezing, right? Right. So these similar symptoms can be treated using homeopathic remedy called Allium cepa that we make from red onion. Another example is coffee. What happens if somebody drinks too much coffee?
Jitters, heart racing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe restlessness, like insomnia. So similar symptoms can be treated using the remedy coffea, which we make from coffee. How about somebody eats too many chilies and peppers?
Maybe some heartburn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So burning would be there, heartburn would be there, maybe like burning in the urination if they really eat too much, or red face, too much sweating. Similar symptoms can be treated using the remedy called capsicum. How about poison ivy?
Itchy.
Mhm. Rashes, itching, burning, right? So same symptoms we can treat using the remedy Roostox. And how about somebody gets stung by the honeybee?
Could cause anaphylaxis,
Yeah.
throat closure,
Mm-hmm.
swelling.
Yeah. Maybe like swelling, burning, rashes. right? Itching, restlessness, because the honeybee, like if you compare the doctrine of signature, APCs also can be very restless. So we can treat all these symptoms using the remedy called Apis mellifica, which we make from using honeybee. Any questions so far? So that we can move to the next topic. All right. So when Hahnemann actually did the proving of the cinchona bark juice, and he started proving all the remedies one by one, and in his lifetime he proved 72 remedies. All right. Now we have 4,000, but the proving was done on all healthy human beings, and even today all the provings are done on healthy human beings. And there is a like format we follow to write down all the proving symptoms. The provers are keeping the journal once they start taking all those medicines. And there is a like format we follow when we write all the materia medica or even the provings. So mind is the first one we follow most of the time, right, in the materia medica. Um, I think Linda, somebody is trying to get in. Yeah. So let's consider arsenic album. All right. So if you consider the core or the personality of arsenic album, let me read it quickly. They are very anxious and restless, like very jittery, and they constantly worry about health, safety, future, and most of the time anticipation of for the diseases. They are perfectionist, they are controlling, they fear death and diseases, very hypochondriacal anxiety or fear of disease when it comes to arsenic album. And they are so restless, they will move around, but they get like exhausted very quickly. And they are also very critical and very demanding and very perfectionist as well, I will say. They are very, what you say, mm, kind of like not perfectionist, but they will be very fastidious. They want certain ways to do the things. All right. Physically, there will be very burning pain, restlessness, exhaustion, and digestive issues with anxiety would be there. And of course, there are many other symptoms, but I just would like to give a like core of arsenic album here. Then Aramet. Aramet is a remedy made from gold. Okay, pure gold metal. As you can see, gold, right, which is a very noble metal, and same symptoms you can see in the proving as well. They are highly responsible, very dutiful, very devoted, and perfectionist as well as ambitious. If they are not able to keep up with those responsibilities, they feel very very sad and very very like they feel themselves as a failure, or a profound guilt would be there. They can be like very angry, irritability would be there when there is too much injustice or people are inefficient to do things. And there is a, I would say, very very deep spiritual longing is there. Physically, they suffer with bone conditions or heart conditions. Oramed is a wonderful remedy for suicidal tendencies as well. Then let me give you another example, pulsatilla, windflower. So as you, the doctrine of signature itself signifies many things about pulsatilla. That's a number one remedy for women's condition, right from menarche or puberty to menopause. All right. This is the wonderful remedy to balance the hormones in women. They are very gentle, very emotional. The pains or the symptoms keep changing the locations, or I would say the intensity also changes. They are very whippy and very easily they get hurt, very emotional kind of people. And they are better in fresh air and open spaces. All right. Pulsatilla is a very like wonderful remedy when the discharges are yellow, because that mostly acts on liver as well as hormones. And when we consider the whole case, especially not just the acute but the chronic, the whole like all the aspects are considered: the physical, the emotional, and the mental, and spiritual as well. The concept of disease in homeopathy is something is not in tune, or something has uh, disarrangement is there, or something is not good on the higher level of existence. That means the vital force. When the vital force get deranged, then we can see the signs and symptoms in mind and the physical body. The physical body is the last one to manifest all the symptoms. So the idea of choosing a right remedy, we match the symptoms of the physical, the mental, and most of the points are covered. I will talk about it later. And the potency, when it comes to uh, choosing the number, if you see the name of the remedy on the bottle and the number is written after that name, so the higher the number, the higher the potency, and the deeper the action of that remedy is. Okay, so for example, you might have seen few remedies, say pulsatilla 30C, that I can choose, say something is just physical there. Suppose it matches with the emotional makeup as well, I will go with pulsatilla 200. And when I'm sure shot that everything is covered under pulsatilla, then I will give pulsatilla 1M and more than the like beyond 1M potency as well. All right. Any questions so far? All right. So let me, okay. So when I take the case, I mostly consider the physical aspect. Say somebody is saying for pain, so the location, the sensation, the modalities, and any other symptoms along with that pain is there or not, that is covered. Then what is the family history, what is the childhood, how the relationships they are having, is their occupation is giving some kind of diseases, and are there any other like factors that are contributing to their disease condition. All these factors are considered in the chronic case. When it comes to the mind, most of the like feelings, emotions, mental makeup, thoughts, how they reacted to the trauma, or how resilient this person is, what could be the causative factor. Suppose somebody dies in the family, the loss, the grief is the causative factor. Or say some natural calamity happened and after that everything started, or they have been abused in their childhood and everything started after that. So this causative factor also makes the choice of the remedy helpful. The personality, the core, the childhood, everything matters when I take the whole case. So let me give an example. I was treating a child of like 4 plus, like between 4 to 5 of age. Yeah, and he was having adenoids, and I asked like how long the child is having the adenoids. So the mom described that uh, since he was born, we could see that the baby used to breathe from mouth, but we got the diagnosis very recently. But this was the like symptoms he used to see in that baby as well. So I asked the mother, how was the pregnancy? And she said that it was very stressful, especially after the second trimester. The third trimester was like very, she was struggling with the job and the household uh, responsibilities, and it was really very like stressful for her. And asked her like, how did you feel when how was you managing the stress? The sentence was like, as if I was not getting enough oxygen. And that symptom was also considered in the history of the child, and we come up with the remedy and we gave like the treatment for the baby, because since the baby was in the womb, the same impressions that baby was also carrying, not having enough oxygen, and that was the adenoids were just the manifestation of that mother's thinking or the thought or the feeling what she was having. So this is how homeopathy case taking can go deeper and deeper and up to the root cause. So when I come up with a treatment plan, all these factors we have to consider, like not just the emotional, mental, physical symptoms, but there are. So what is miasm? Miasm, in short, I would say the predispositions of our, we are carrying, or the genetic impressions we are carrying from all our ancestors. Um, so I'm going to present one case how the miasmatic aspect runs help to choose the right remedy. So sometimes even if all the symptoms are matching and the remedy is perfect, very correct remedy, but still we see there is no improvement. So that time the miasm makes the whole difference. When we give the anti-miasmatic remedy, that those blocks are being removed and those predispositions are literally sent back to balancing all the the harmony is there, the balance is there once we remove those miasmatic block. And everything is considered like as individualized medicine. So even if I'm treating say two autistic kids, but the miasmatic disposition or the predisposition can be completely different, and this is how the two remedies can be given, and even the two anti-miasmatic remedies can be different for two cases. So the right remedy, we call it similimum. And as I already mentioned, everything is been considered when we choose the remedy. And then how old the patient is, how chronic the disease condition is, what medications they are on, any supplements they are taking. Everything matters when we choose the potency and the dose. The younger the patients, the because they are suffering with very like less or minimal time, the higher the potency it goes. Their energy is high, they don't have like too many medications or don't have history of too many complicated diseases. So the higher potency is always chosen when it comes to kids. If I'm treating say older patient, and if they have like too many diseases, say hypertension, then diabetes or some other say high cholesterol, they are on too many medications, I always start with lower potencies like 30C and go in series like after that. And many times people will call me or send me email asking, can you help me with this condition? So to answer that, what homeopathy helps with? Anything. Anything in the like from between birth to death, whatever disease conditions come in between. I have treated, I'm going to show you the whole list of the conditions I treated. So acute, chronic and complex diseases. I'm proud to say that I have treated 257 COVID cases during that, 2 years time, and I would say it was 100% success rate when I treated all those cases. Um, then any condition, as I said, chronic and complex conditions as well. And I am actually very proud to like say this. I have treated many like diverse range of conditions so far, and very happy to like see the whole life changes when I'm treating the one case, but how the whole family gets the results. Because most of the time people are restricting, say if I'm uh, treating a patient who is having GI issues, the whole family goes with the same diet as well, because the mom keeps making the same food, and it makes a whole difference when one case is treated in the family. It's a kind of ripple effect. You can see how the everyone sees the effects. And these are the conditions I have treated so far: women's health. And you can see the whole list on my website as well. You don't have to, like, like skin conditions, then respiratory conditions, neurological conditions, musculoskeletal, yeah, metabolic conditions, mental health, yeah, kidney conditions, infectious diseases, like those mostly come under the acute conditions, GI, cardiovascular, allergies, yeah, autoimmune. And are you ready to listen to the success stories? All right. So if you were there at the expo, I presented this case as well. I'm happy to share again, because how complex this whole case is, you can see. So this when I saw this boy, he was like 10 plus years old. I also treated this boy when he was very young for milk allergies and environmental allergies. He used to get like very frequent asthmatic attacks and upper respiratory infections when I saw him that time, and he got completely well for almost, like, up to, he goes to kindergarten or first grade. He was completely fine. Then he started going to the kindergarten, and slowly the school started seeing him as autistic. Honestly, like, till that time, he was like, if you see and talk to that boy, a very brilliant child. He will talk very nicely, very like intelligent, much into science subjects, and very confident. And as such, that time you won't see any signs or like typical signs of autism in that boy. Then the school started noticing, like, not focusing very well once he goes to in first grade, second grade, and slowly they put him into the that special program of education, the special classes. So even like during, I think, the kindergarten, he started in Texas. They moved to Texas. The mom started seeing another homeopath there, because she's thought like uh, it's always better to have in-person uh, consultations. So she was a naturopath as well. That homeopath put this boy for focus and all concentration issues on some supplements and some remedies. Then the charges were very high, so the mom thought that maybe she will switch the homeopath. And around the same time, I lost my father-in-law, my mother-in-law got operated, and then she moved to US with us, and she was with me. I was taking care of her. So this lady thought that it's not good to bother Vandana, because I was dealing with many other things, many responsibilities were there. So she started seeing another homeopath in Texas. And I'm not sure what went wrong, but the boy got all aggravated, and he got the skin, what you can see now. All right. And if you see, this was itching, burning. These are the like folds behind the knees, and also like the elbows were also affected. The whole legs, the whole arms were having all these rashes. um, if you can see, the rashes got worse and worse. See, the boy was not able to bend the knees or elbows, and he used to walk like very straight. And each and every small moment was very hurting and painful for that 10, 11 years old boy. He started like, he used to scratch it till it bleeds. And this is like before treatment, during treatment, everything was going on. So when some case comes to me after seeing a homeopath, we have to be very cautious while choosing the remedies, the potencies, and the doses. Um, so the boy was already on some natural supplements, so I cut down everything slowly with tapering doses. Then choosing a remedy, what just the symptom picture you can see the skin, and what I thought the autism was a mental predisposition or kind of miasmatic block. That is why like I treated it later. So I just first concentrated on his skin because that was affecting his daily life. You can consider a boy in the like uh, elementary school, not able to move his hands, not able to even like run, or so many like factors were affected in this, like emotionally. He never wore any shorts. You can imagine being in Texas in summer time, how painful emotionally that boy might be feeling, because the kids will ask, hey, what is on your skin? Oh, that is something gross. Like kids are kids. So all this like physical as well as emotional pain was there. At the same time, the that boy, his grandmother died, and the boy was also living with his aunt in here US, and the parents went to India, and they had a cat. So it was so complicated to know that what, like whether the supplements were causing the rash, or was he allergic to the cat, or was there emotional factor after losing the grandmother. It was so difficult to pinpoint and try to figure out what remedy I can give. um, so to start with the treatment, I focused on the skin. I gave him graphitis and sulfur eventually to start with, and slowly he started seeing the improvement. So, and the final result, if you can see, the skin got clear, the rashes went away, only the discoloration of the like skin you can see, and afterwards like everything got cleared. Then I put him, like the mom mentioned, between during some follow-ups, whenever he used to drink some um, those Kool-Aid or something, like the color mixed in the those sweet drinks or something. I'm not sure what it is called, like kind of Pepsi or something like that. The popsicle, yeah, popsicle or Kool-Aid. They come up with colors, right? After eating that, his skin used to get aggravated, and his focus and concentration also, like he used to be like agitated that time. So a specific remedy was chosen for that particular symptom, and also the miasmatic treatment was given. And if you can see, these are his the special education reports. In 2022, he was put like the treatment was going on, the support, educational support was going on for 2 3 years. Yeah. And then if you, I'm not sure how can I zoom it in. Okay, all right, but let me. And these are the, like 2024, he was taken out of all the um, that special education program and the other like therapies he was on, the speech therapy and the other occupational therapy and all. These are the differences. So I just focused on this case particularly, like the skin, and later the miasmatic treatment, the predisposition factor. And he was like, if you see the teacher's notes and all, Everything, the focus got improved, the concentration got improved, and that boy was absolutely like, well. And it's been like more than, like, for the skin issues, I would say more than like 2 years. I haven't like given him any remedy or something for the skin. Absolutely fine. He is not allergic to cat as well anymore. Uh, somebody has question?
Yeah, I was just curious, what did you, when you said that he got like agitated from the dye from the
Uh,
Kool-Aid or the coloring, what did
uh-huh.
you treat with that?
Yeah, so we call it bowel nosors. Okay, so there are 10 bowel nosors, and there is a like specific, because again, even if I'm choosing a nosord, but I will see how that is matching the whole personality. All right, it's
Gotcha.
not, yeah. So even if it is a particular remedy, but if it matches, then only we prescribe.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are things, okay. So in homeopathy, each and every like small thing matters. So because I also teach my clients to observe things and note down all the symptoms, and uh, even like my daughter, when she was very young, I used to ask her so many questions. So um, she actually was playing in the garden of our community, and one of her friend got rashes like hives, and my daughter used to actually carry a notebook and pen every day. Like, she was very fascinated to, like, drawing. She will make something like small drawings in that notebook. So she asked her friend, and that time I think she was just 8 or 10 years old. Yeah, between 8 to 9 years old. So she asked her friend, like, what are your symptoms? And she got all the details, okay? And she came home and she showed me, Mama, these are the symptoms. What remedy you think need my friend needs? And I'm like, no, you cannot do anything like that, okay? You need to ask her mom whether she needs the remedy or not. But see, if you teach your kids to write down all the details, even they will. And kids are, let me tell you, kids are so observant, so mindful. They will tell you all the details very nicely, very thoroughly. Okay. And this is the, like, education part. When it comes to homeopathy, I tell people, observe, observe, how does it feel. Many times it's very challenging to ask, like, what kind of pain it is. People will just say it hurts, but that pain has some character. All right, so I have to give them some examples. If it is burning, if it is heavy, if it is pressure, if it is throbbing, or is it piercing or needle type, and give me some words so that the remedy is right for you, because there are hundreds of remedy when I say pain, and I cannot give you 100 remedies. Okay, any
Thank you.
questions? Yeah. So keep observing, okay, if you would like to. And again, observation makes the whole difference in the healing process, not just the homeopathy, because I see so many patients, they are having, say, burning kind of pain, and the food they are eating keeps on fueling that burning. For example, sour fruits or foods. Because I come from Ayurvedic background in my family, so if we cut down that food, specific food, you can find improvement in your disease condition. Um, any other questions before we move to the next case? All right. So this is a case of a 82 years old grandmother, and she was absolutely fine till, like, she gets all these rashes. Like, very minimal medication she was on, like high blood pressure, which is we call with age that comes in most of the people. And suddenly she got all these like redness, itching, burning, and if you see her wounds, because the skin gets so much fragile in the old age, and she used to scratch it, and it used to bleed. uh, she also had some patches on her back, and once she tried to scratch it and it started bleeding a lot. So they have to go to the urgent care, and but the bleeding was not like, they said like just keep pressure, and I gave her phosphorus in that acute bleeding, and it got better in few doses. So you can see during treatment like how the foot look like. So this case took us almost like 8 to 9 months, and let me tell you, I gave her like 3 or 4 remedies, and 1 or 2 remedies gave her temporary relief, but not up to mark. And then the fourth remedy worked, and it helped her. And you can see here how the inflammation, the redness came down. Even like on the left side, you can see it much aggravated, but slowly we started seeing the improvements. And these are the final, like, if you can see her legs, and all the rash was gone almost like 9 months later. I also, during the same time, she also got COVID, and we treated her with COVID. So 82 years old, you can consider. And she was managed at home. She had some moderate symptoms, and we just had X-ray and all, and we kept a close eye on her. But she came very well from the COVID as well. Yes, Linda.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, when a particular malady takes more than one try with a remedy, once you find the correct remedy, can you like reverse engineer and figure out what the actual cause or root cause is from that, or it's or
So
not?
no, actually, you never know. Sometimes, actually, this lady, the causative factor could be stress or agitation on the mental level. All right. So even if we were tackling, but as I said, the miasmatic, sometimes the case is like stuck in that. And once we give that anti-miasmatic 1 or 2 doses as intercurrent remedy, you can see the improvement. And it's never like, a set formula in homeopathy that we have to go in like 1, 2, 3, 4. No, every case is different.
Is
Does
there
that?
a particular, just one other question, is there like, once you start a remedy, like kind of a time that, you should see like an improvement? Is it right
Mhm,
away or just
mhm.
gradual?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A very good question. Thank you. Thank you for asking that. So, for example, how do you know that the remedy is really right or not? Most of the time, if you are really a good observant, you can see the improvements in sleep, digestion, the energy level, the digestion, how, like, the bowel movements, and like the sense of well-being comes in. So, for example, when I took my first like dose of my remedy, the second day I woke up and I literally felt like a bird, like very light. But not necessarily everyone will get the same feeling. Okay. Um, Most of the time, people will just, they say, "Oh, I feel good." And that's the best sign. I gave a remedy to a child, like she was 4 years old. The remedy was lacasis. Lacasis is made from snake venom. Okay, don't get freaked out. We can make remedies of any substance on the Mother Earth, or
Amen.
even like we have remedies like sunlight, moonlight, magnets, so many things. Okay, so lacasis, and you know what? That girl drew a snake on her drawing notebook the next day. So that energy was released. So these are some of the indications if the remedy is like, and sometimes like you see the difference immediately. Like when I treat the acutes, within 1 to 2 doses, you feel the difference. Like if cough is there, it gets uh, like, for example, I treated a case where the girl swam in the the local lake, and some viral virus was going on. And the next day, she had blood in her poop, 3 or 4 years old. And the mother like got very scared she was, and she took her to the doctors, and they said like we have to test the stool. So they gave the cup and all, right? And side by side we started the girl with um, the treatment, and in 3 or 4 doses we gave. In the acute condition, we give the doses very frequently, like every 15 minutes, every 1 hour, or depending upon whom we are treating. So the next poop came was completely normal. Nothing was there, no blood, nothing. So within 3 to 4 doses, the girl was fine. So these are the, like, if the remedy is really right, the physical symptoms are also relieved. If And that is why the in the old lady, the remedy, like, it was giving her some relief but not up to mark. She was agitated, she was and most of the time, like, it's not like, every time we struggle to choose a right remedy. Some cases are really complicated to choose the right remedy. It's not like, I would say 10 to 5%, whatever I have. Um, but even the, like, least similar remedy also works on some level. Some relief would be there. Does that answer your question, Linda?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Um, okay. So this case I would like to talk about, because most of the time people are on medications and they ask me like, is it okay to take homeopathy along with the medication? So yes, because it acts on the energy level. Each dose is a boost to your own healing energy, to your own vital force. So that doesn't interact with all the medications what you are taking, even the herbal medicines or the allopathic medicines. So this case was on, she had breast cancer. Then in very, like, 30 years back, she had breast cancer. She got operated, lumpectomy was done, then the mastectomy was done, and then she was on radiation and everything was fine. And after, like, she started seeing too many friends passed out, passed away, then her family members passed away. So much grief was there, and she started seeing some lumps on her hands, and, like, all those were metastatic growths. Then she got also diagnosed with uh, the lung cancer. All right. So basically, we consider this case in the cancer miasm. And when I saw her, she already took 1 dose of the chemotherapy, and which gave her many, many side effects. And the first one was like horrible migraine was there. And she said, like, okay, the cancer is there, the metastasis is there, but this headache is making her so much sick. Her daily life was affected. Even though at the age of 78 she was working, and she was an energy healer herself, and she said she has to take nap, rest, lie down, and it was very debilitating. So, considering all the history, Naxwamika was given to her, and in few weeks she reported that the migraine was gone. Ultimately, if you consider the age, the history of 3 or 4 times of having the cancer, and plus it has spread all over the body, the metastasis, the bones, the lungs, and even in her brain, everything was, like, metastasized. So we cannot expect too much, like, cure or healing in this advanced pathology. But at least I would say I'm happy that I could relieved her symptom of migraine, and save her from, or give her some hope in her daily life, and she could function little bit better in her last days of her life. Uh, all right. So I chose different kinds of conditions I have treated so far. This is a case of chalazion, we call the growth of the fat, um, or the lubrication glands on the of the eyes. And if you see, this boy has like on the lower lid and the upper lid as well in the corner. And within few weeks of treatment, everything was like gone, and he doesn't have to go under surgery.
Mm.
Yeah. And we have wonderful remedies for chalazion in homeopathy. You just have to um, choose the right ones. This is a man, while shaving, he had a cut, and after like few days, he started growing some abnormal scar tissues we call colloid. And then these are the are again, this case took us 9 months. And you can see in the lower right corner, the only you can see a little dot is there. So surgery was an option for this guy, but if you can imagine, if a little cut while shaving can give him a keloid, will surgery save this? Will really help him? Maybe not, because he has a tendency, right, to grow the tissue in abnormal scar tissue. And the the remedy, not, it was shrinking, but his tendency of the body to grow abnormal scar tissues, like that also went away. He also had cons and all, that also was cured. So this is a miasmatic block, by the way. When we give the antimiasmatic treatment along with the similimum, then it's completely cured. And it's been like 3 years, no growths, no scars, nothing is there. And we avoid that as surgery. Okay, what is this? Would you like to hear some more cases or any questions? I'd be happy to answer the questions if you have any. Okay. Um, like as I said, I have treated hundreds of cases in like 2+ decades of my practice, and this is a very wonderful case of social anxiety, phobia, extreme insomnia. Basically, the whole circadian cycle was disrupted in this condition. So the boy who was diagnosed with social anxiety, like severe anxiety, let me tell you, severe social anxiety. When he came to the office, he was not literally sitting in the corner, not making any eye contact, not talking. All the symptoms were given by his mom, 17 years old boy. All right. So he also was like admitted in the hospital for depression and anxiety. He came home, he was put on some pills and the medications. They kept increasing the dose, and nothing was helping. So the boy, out of frustration, said, I don't want to take any medication. And he went cold turkey, and he literally threw away all the medications. All right. And now the mom is like very worried what will happen to the boy. And he was not sleeping well. Plus, the original conditions were also were there. So his sleep during the day, he will doze out anywhere. He used to work, help at his dad's garage, and he will like doze out anywhere. And there was no control, basically, where he sleep, how he sleeps. And the whole night he used to be like very wake, and many struggling and falling asleep. So you can imagine, already he was like psychological condition was there, and when somebody goes off medication, all the withdrawal symptoms are also there. All right. So I put him on a specific remedy for insomnia, and I asked them to come up for the follow up in few weeks, and he started sleeping very well with the specific remedy, by the way. But I know this is a temporary solution, and we have to think something beyond which can help that boy with the like more like you know deeply or for a longer time. And then I put him on a constitutional remedy, and I also gave him anti-miasmatic remedy. All right. So if you see that boy, the phobia was the thunderstorm, and once we put him on the uh, constitutional remedy, that phobia was also gone. That time there were many thunderstorms that boy used to literally squeeze under the himself under the table when the thunder was there. And once the thunderstorm is over, then he used to come out. But after the treatment, that boy was completely fine for that um, thunderstorm phobia as well. And the whole sleep cycle was restored. The boy was like very like energetic and happy. Even the workers at the body shop or the at his dad's garage, they started seeing so much difference in that boy. So this is how, like in all these um, what you can say, if you see from cancer to phobia to skin conditions, homeopathy has been helped so many conditions, autism. And these are the testimonials you can read on my website. People have put uh, and if I'll be happy to help if somebody is looking for homeopathic treatment. Om Homeopathy is my website. My You can send email from my website as well. And there are a couple of blogs, testimonials you can read, and I'll be happy to answer your calls. And if I also offer 15 minutes free discovery calls. So whoever is looking for the treatment, I'll be happy to help you. And just to let you know that there, as Riha is hosting, my professor is coming from India, and you can learn more from him. Uh, like you can imagine, he's my teacher, and he has helped many cases in his life, not just like hundreds and thousands of cases, and he'll be presenting his cases during his session. So please be there on May 20th. We are running this presentation with donations. Uh, you can register for that online, and it's in Warwick Concordia Center for Spiritual Living. Okay. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you. And thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Vandana. That was great. I did want to add, though, because I was on your website getting all that information from you, and omhomeopathy.com, there's a lot of resources on there, articles and things like that, if you wanted to look at. So just to mention that to everybody, if you wanted to visit the site. But yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah.
I just had one quick question about that last. He was afraid of thunderstorms and lightning. What is the like cures like for that?
Electricity, like we make a remedy from electricity, and it helped, but I gave her him anti-miasmatic remedy, it was phosphorus. So that covers the whole thing. Even under the phosphorus, if you see, there is fear, thunderstorm. And let me tell you, not just emotionally, phosphorus is the remedy that literally aggravates before the thunderstorm. They can tell, they can predict the thunderstorm is coming.
Really interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
I just had two questions, Vandana. Is that okay?
Sure.
One, is it hard for you to get people to take the stuff because it's not like an immediate response or measurable in the moment? Do you know what I mean? Compliant. Is it hard for you to get people to be compliant?
No,
No?
no.
Oh, good.
I must say that I'm kind of a family homeopath for so many families. because once they see one person is healing, others come in. So
Yeah.
initially, like I just have to educate people like what homeopathy is, how profoundly it can help. But no, and there are people who like completely like believe in homeopathy.
Mm. And two, the other question I have is like, is there an end date to now you've got them cured? Do you stop the treatment?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. Eventually, I stop the treatment. Sometimes, see, it's life, right? It's not like we are healed completely, because we are here to have some experiences, right? And life goes on. So somebody, even if after say healing experiences something emotionally, they might develop some physical element, right? So, but let me tell you, like once I see the improvement, we taper off the doses. Then
Mm.
the maintaining doses are given. And suppose something goes wrong, they can take one dose of the we call maintaining doses here and there, but
Mm.
they are free of the treatment. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Mhm. Thank you for asking that question. Any other
Yeah, I
questions?
have a question.
Sure.
I'm wondering, will this recording be available so other people could watch it? Because
Yes.
my sister lives in Texas, and I think she's got a bunch of different physical conditions, and I think it would be really interesting to her.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And okay, so this reminded me one more like topic in homeopathy. So even suppose people are suffering with say three, four conditions, right? But all of the like even if it is a holistic medicine, but most of the time we choose a remedy for what the patient is suffering the most, right? Yes, the constitutional remedy is always there, but if what if somebody is having pain, right? Some acute pain is there. So we treat that first and then we move on to the chronic conditions. All right. And that is why it takes so much long time to see the results. There are some misconceptions in homeopathy that it works like very late, but no. If the remedy is right, you can see the difference immediately. And most of the time, people choose homeopathy as a last resort.
Joanne, yes, this is recorded and it will be, you can see it under our resources on our website, rehab.org.
Yeah, and I think we send the email as well, right? To watch the recording later once it is available.
Mm.
Okay, any other questions?
Great presentation. Thank you for that.
Oh,
Thank,
thank you. Thank you so much.
thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you
thank,
very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. Yeah,
you.
thank you. All right. Okay, so maybe I can stop the recording.
Yeah.